Kay grew up in this house in Elwood City, Pennsylvania, one of 12 children of Polish immigrants John and Johanna Walczak.
This old house once knew his children. This old house once knew his wife. This old house was home and comfort as they fought the storms of life. This old house once rang with laughter. This old house heard many shouts.
They all fit into this old house, and there was still room for 4 more.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters. Never had to have a chaperone, no sir.
Here are pictures of Kay's life in Elwood City up to the age of 20. There were 4 service stars on the Walczak house during World War II. Francis in the Navy, Tom and Stan in the Army, and Kay in the Coast Guard. Brother Jim was in the Navy shortly after World War II. Brother John was in the Army during the Korean War. He was tragically killed in action and posthumously awarded the Silver Star. Two years after graduating from high school, Kay with her friend Betty Wilco joined the Spars, the women's branch of the Coast Guard. They both went to Florida for boot camp, and then Kay was stationed at a Coast Guard hospital near New York City, where she did office work as a yeoman second class. After being discharged from the Spars, Kay studied to be a medical secretary and then worked in a doctor's office in Pittsburgh. During this time, Kay and her sisters Joan and Betty were quite active in the American youth hostels, enjoying a lot of hiking and bicycling. In 1952, before getting married, Kay had what she thought would be her last fling, an American youth hostel European bike trip. Getting there was the old-fashioned way, by boat.
I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track, and as I go I love to sing my knapsack on my back. I love to wander.
After Kay's trip to Europe, we got married, and Kay had another last fling on a honeymoon trip to Mexico. Kay continued to work as a medical secretary, first in Pittsburgh and then in Philadelphia after a move to New Jersey. In 1956, Johanna was born, and in 1959, Greta was born. After becoming a mother, Kay stopped working until the girls were in high school. Kay enjoyed being at home and had a lot of friends and a lot of activities. On this week-long trip in New England, Kay made sure that Johanna didn't have to sit in the bicycle seat too long and that she had some fun each day, like swimming and the trip to this amusement park called Storyland.
I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track, and as I go I love to sing my knapsack on my back. I love to wander by
Johanna and Greta loved horseback riding, and they really enjoyed this vacation. Kay volunteered at many different things. She put in over 3,000 hours at the Manchester, New Hampshire Veterans Hospital over the years. She was a Girl Scout leader. She received the National American Youth Hostel Award for getting several hostels in New England. She helped start hiking and biking family groups with the American Youth Hostels. She volunteered with the Moore Center for Handicapped People in Manchester, New Hampshire. Here is Johanna and her family in 2005. From 1990 to 1994, they lived in Japan and we visited them. Greta and family lived nearby in Massachusetts, so grandmother Kay got to see her grandson Ian grow up. During the years, Kay saw a lot of her brothers and sisters and their families. Growing up, Greta and Johanna also saw a lot of their large number of cousins. Kay kept up her activities of volunteering and traveling and outdoor activities until into her 80s.
I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track, and as I go I love to sing my knapsack on my back. I love to wander by the stream that dances in the sun, so joyously it calls to me, come join my happy song. Val-de-ree, Val-de-ra, Val-de-ree, Val-de-ra.
In her 80s, Kay developed Parkinson's disease. She had to give up all her outdoor activities except hiking and biking. After a few years, she was unable to balance her bicycle, and then she started riding a recumbent tricycle, first on roads, but later only on bike paths. As Parkinson's worsened, Kay became a resident of the New Hampshire Veterans Home. With help, she was able to continue to ride the tricycle on a nearby rail trail, although the distance became shorter. Kay enjoyed being a resident of the Veterans Home. They have an outstanding recreation program and have great medical care, very friendly staff. Kay was very proud of the ribbons she won in the recreation contests. She kept competing until near her death at 93, surrounded by her family and her friends on the staff at the home.